is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading. A reading from the prophet Hosea, chapter 5, verses 15 and chapter 6, verse 6. Come, let us return to the Lord. It is He who has rent, but He will heal us. He has struck us, but He will bind our wounds. He will revive us after 2 days. On the third day, He will raise us up to live in His presence. Let us strive to know the Lord, as certain as the dawn is His coming, and His judgment shines forth like the light of day. He will come to us like the rain, like spring rain that waters the earth. What can I do with you, Ephraim? What can I do with you, Judah? Your piety is like a morning cloud, like the dew that early passes away. For this reason, I smote them through the prophets. I slew them by the words of my mouth. For it is love that I desire, not sacrifice, and knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 18, verses 9 to 14. Jesus addressed this parable to those who were convinced of their own righteousness and despised everyone else. 2 people went up to the temple area to pray. One was a Pharisee and the other was a tax collector. The Pharisee took up his position and spoke this prayer to himself. O God, I thank you that I am not like the rest of humanity, greedy, dishonest, adulterous, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I pay tithes on my whole income. But the tax collector stood off at a distance and would not even raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast and prayed, O God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, the latter went home justified, not the former. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. This is the gospel of the Lord.
I'm sure those of you have vehicles, your own vehicles, you do go for regular service of your vehicle because it is expected, and for the greater good and for a good mechanism and for more usage, you need to get your vehicle serviced, and you go for that regularly. And when you go to get your vehicle serviced, what happens? The unwanted parts, the unwanted oil maybe, the unwanted things that are being struck or that are being inside of your vehicle will be cleared away. Unless you go to a service station, this will not take place. You cannot do it by yourself. You need to go to a service station, and there will be necessary people who know, who have knowledge how to service a vehicle. This is a season where we are being instructed, we are being invited, and we are being so much so taught and preached to go to the service station to service our own vehicle, my dear friends. We are vehicles, but we are so lazy to go to the service station. Due to one reason, when we go to the service station, we personally come to know how much dust, how much waste that are being struck in my vehicle, that are being struck in my being, that have been collected so much so long. At times we feel ashamed of ourselves. My dear friends, today Jesus is giving us one of the salient features to be a holy person. It is to go before the Lord and also to acknowledge that I need to be serviced. Through this parable of Pharisee and tax collector, where Pharisee, he never understood, acknowledge that he is a person to be serviced. Whereas the tax collector, he acknowledged himself. He just opened up and he just opened every waste in his life before the Lord. And it was the Lord who is the owner and who has the ability to cleanse us. That is why David said, Lord, I am so much sinful, but it is only you can make me clean. Make me clean. Thereby, let us go to this service station regularly. The service station would be the confessional. When we kneel before the confessional, the Lord is there with every equipment He has to service us. Let us get ourselves cleaned. Not seasonal cleansing, but regular cleansing, my dear friends. Not seasonal cleansing only during this season, but regularly. Therefore, when we do that, yes, we will operate beautifully, we will operate efficiently, and our lives would be a place of peace, harmony, and love to others always.